Okay, hello, welcome to the Juma Ring stream, or video series, I guess, since I'm transitioning this from my blog. Today we're going to talk about the Dragon Wars and the impact on the Jwar Isles. The Dragon Wars are a series of wars that happen, I know, well actually I do know, it tells you specifically in the book. They happened 15 years ago in the setting, and the wars lasted 5 years. The summary of the war is the Takashi clan, the Dragon clan, along with the Bear clan, the Minamoto, led an uprising against the Shiho. Most characters in the setting have lived through the Dragon Wars, and most of them have fought in it. Takashi Hiro is mentioned as being a young, untested general in one of the stories. So if we do a quick, this was the stronghold of the Shiho, Wolf Clan as well, so let's just clear that out. So that's Shiho's center of power, along with the Horse Lords and their allies against that. Oh, I guess that would be Snake Clan as well. So that's what sort of the power groupings would look like. Good old whiteboard there, as you can tell, high production value. So there were 5 battles, 5 notable battles during the Dragon Wars. First one was the Battle of Segwan, which is, it's the most important one because it has the most implications to the setting in the current day. It was apparently a very minor skirmish. A Minamoto force led by Takashi Akira was defeated by Shiho and Horse Lord's force at a place called Segwan, which is not marked on the map. I could not find it. I can find Hendai, just about every other landmark, but Segwan, total mystery where that is. But Takashi Akira dies there, and he is the oldest son of Takashi Hida, I'm going to say the current daimyo of the Dragon Clan. But he is, in setting-wise, he has just died in mysterious circumstances. Dun dun dun. The second battle is the Battle of Hendai, which is on the map. You can see it right there. So pretty much in the middle of everything. Just about every single clan in the area is involved in this one. Famously, Takashi Hiroshi kills the Shiho general Hideo. We don't have any information on either of those two characters. I think Hiroshi is supposed to be Hagane's father, but I can't confirm that. Well, I may have made that happen by accident, but that's certainly something that may come up. And Hideo was a Shiho general. Some people have said that Hideo was the daimyo, but that's unconfirmed. And the second Battle of Segwan, this mysterious unknown place, I think it might be this little battle by Ataka. That's the battle where the Horse Lords had to fight on foot and were defeated because all their horses had been poisoned by the Shadowwind ninjas. The fourth battle was the Siege of Ryu, so all the way down here. See a little battle icon right there? Oh, how cute. And that was famous because that's where the Ito betrayed the Shiho and opened the gates of the city to allow the Takashi forces in. And the final battle was the Battle of Sagoya, which is all the way up here. That's the weird, like, cult city. Oh, sorry, the Battle of Sagoya Swamps, so not quite in the cursed city, but the swamps. This was sort of the Shiho's last stand, and that's really quite far away. They had to get all the way from Ryu, past the Hare Clan, past the seat of power for the Dragon Clan. They somehow made it all the way up to here before having a last stand. And in this battle, all the Shiho captives were executed. So the vast majority of the Shiho menfolk, all dead. There's only some scant survivors, and they moved into the swamp, or Jorogumo's Hollow, which is just up here. Let's get rid of my overlay. So Jorogumu's Hollow is now sort of the center of operations for the Shiho and out of the swamp. Give me 2 seconds. Right, so I just needed the cough. Alright, let's move the map back down to here, because it shows you where all the important stuff happens. So, in terms of narrative events, it's the first battle of Segwan, followed by the Siege of Rio, which are the important ones. The other stuff are interesting background things, but they aren't really, they don't determine the future of the setting, so to speak, or don't have an impact on them right now. So Takashi Akira dying, that apparently put Takashi Hida, the daimyo, into a state of depression and grief, and that's when he was approached by the Kage Kaze Zoku, the Shadow Wind Ninjas, and they offered him some method of winning the war. This is covered in the and the Rise of the Kage rulebook, which has quite a lot of interesting information about the Shadow Wind Ninjas, how they set up their paradigm, I guess. Paradigm? Would that be the right word? Who knows? But sort of the aims and goals and what they offered Hida. And now Hida is suspiciously dead. And there's now conflict between Hiro and Hagane over who the next leader of the prefecture will be. The second big thing was the Siege of Rio, which was the Ito clan opening the gates, the Dragon clan. And that's important because it gives you an insight into what the Ito are like and why no one trusts them, and possibly why the Dragon clan is very reluctant to let them anywhere near the city, given that they are currently in a state of open revolt. Okay, so that's a very brief rundown of what happens during the Dragon Wars. Does anybody have any questions on that? Oh yeah, if anyone has any other lore-related questions, just feel free to ask. I will answer them as best I can. I can't give you future lore stuff. I don't write the future lore. That's one of the other writers. That's Alistair, who does all that. I'm merely the keeper of I maintain the law, I guess is correct, or accuracy of the law? Can't remember. We'll see. Andrew Bussey's actually got the Utah. Why? Go back. There we go. Okay. All good? Yes. So, over here we'll go over who occupies what. Kita, I don't actually know who occupies Kita. Sumaga is where the Wolf Clan is, so. Wolf Clan, currently Dragon Clan, Hare Clan. This is the ancestral home of the Dragon Clan, but the Shrine of the Heavenly Dragon is mentioned as their home, but this was the normal seat of power for the Dragon Clan before they took Ryu. Scroll down to over here. So Okyo, that's the Ito clan. Nago, I'm not sure if that's a Jaguar clan or if that's just the Ito clan stronghold, closer to the Shimogamo forest. Jungle. A couple of settlements around the place which have no information, like Yoshimori. No idea who owns that. Kinimura, also unmentioned, but it's most likely a vassal state of Johto. So probably one of the named families of the Bear Clan, like the Masema. And Ugo is the... No, you can't see Ugo. Let's go down. is sort of a pirate stronghold for the Jung. It's a little bit iffy, and Yonagiri Atoll is a place where there's some sort of famous ship battle. How big's the world? They don't really cover this. It's not mentioned anywhere other than there's a much larger empire. The prefecture, by all accounts, is a frontier province. I mean, it's a prefecture, so it's definitely been scale on this somewhere, isn't there? Oh, yeah. What's the scale say? Leagues. I'm unfamiliar with how leagues work. You'll have to look that up. 50 leagues is that. Straight line Ryu and Edo is 50 leagues. So this is a very small frontier province by all accounts. The original fluff had the Takashi clan had been just given the rights to settle this the prefecture, but we don't actually know what that amounted to. There's still some ongoing story work about why the conflict between the Shiho and the Takashi ignited. We're still in discussions on how if that particular event came about. And myself, I think just Takashi Hida wanted power, so put the wheels into motion and made it happen. And it did take 5 years, though, to eventually take power, which, considering the distances involved, is it's a little bit unusual. But it's not like there are cannons in the setting. Like, this is 50 leagues in a straight line just here. So going around that, let's say that's 75 with detours. Armies don't take a huge amount of time, so can a medieval army march in a day? 10 miles a day, so miles per league. A nautical league? No, I want a... Okay, well, distance is a league. Okay, so it's about 3 miles. So that's 3 miles, so that's like 75, so that's times 3, 150, 225. 225 miles, you can do 10 miles a day. Okay, so it'll take you better part of a month to get to Edo from Ryu if you could take the scenic route, but it's not too difficult. Location of the temple. All right, oops. Ah, no, Control-C doesn't work on that. Okay, the Temple of Rokan is in, well, it's not the temple, there are many monasteries, but the Rokan Mountains would indicate that's where the majority of them are. A lot of the monuments aren't mentioned by their specific location, like the grandfather tree. It's just mentioned there is a grandfather tree. Yes, it's somewhere in there. You're like, okay, right. Lake Serenity, no mention of that in the book at all. Actually, let me see, where is grandfather tree? It might actually be mentioned. I have this handy law book here. Ruins Hollow. Shiho live. Oh, old grandfather. Yada yada. Yeah, the Twilight Woods. So yes, so the wood spirit kami thing that the monks use is somewhere in here. Big mountain range there. This is current Shiho territory is all of that. Because honestly, no one wants to go in there. So it makes it a good base of operations. Can I say something about the Blood Brothers? Yes, I can. I don't know the full story, but they're supposed to have killed a very important person in the Imperial Palace. There were talks at one point that it might have been the Emperor, but that got scrapped when we revised who the emperor was and said, oh yes, he's a 15-year-old kid at the current timeline. That's why everybody is kicking off and doing what they like, because the current emperor is a bit of a weak politician. But that's a remnant from New Dawn. It's been a couple of years since the New Dawn storyline. So it was changed to someone important in the Imperial Palace, and then Blood Brothers flee to, well, they just go out to this unknown backwater of the Empire, essentially, the Jwar Isles, and the important personages, three daughters, chase after them, threaten with vengeance and go after them. So that's why the three Blood Brothers are on the run. It's quite heavily hinted that Baichi was the one who influenced them into doing the act through subtle manipulation. There was Ying Jian was the one who coerced the other two brothers into actually doing it. I think Shuo Huang is the one who actually did it because he is the most badass swordsman known to man. So that's for the Blood Brothers. Did the other main factions like Savage Wave or Cult play any role in the Dragon Wars? Not directly. The Savage Wave has only recently started to reappear. There's a little bit of hinting in the game that there might have been an earlier Savage Wave that the Temple of Rokan defeated and moved the previous invasion back into the world of the Oni. The Cult, that's no one's quite sure. The Cult's, it's so shadowy, it's so behind the scenes that it's really unknown. But the city of Segoya, that fell to Cult influence. The city basically imploded in on itself, and it's now just sort of a weird, creepy, deserted ghost town that everybody says is cursed. So, the Cult have definitely been up around, and there's a story in the Life in the Jwar Isles story series where Hero, one of his servants, is controlled by. You get the impression it's Kato because the servant's controlled as if they're being pulled along like a mannequin or a marionette. Sorry, and Hiro and Hanzo stab the guy in the hand, and then have him cut it off, be dealt with by the Seishin Nagoya. It's a bit hard to pronounce it off the cuff. So the Cult was definitely in and about the Dragon Wars, but I don't think they were moving as openly as they are now. Ito, of course, have this nice big island which no one actually wants. Good for them. And here you go, just for you guys. This is the Silver Moon series of islands where all the Buto and stuff come from. Let's hop back over to the stream so I can see. So, fortunately, I would love to do everything in kilometers, but this is the UK where everybody thinks in miles, which drives me crazy. Oh, other places you guys might want to know about. Spice Isles. That's where the cup... Oh, okay. Will this not hold that? There we go. Alright, the weird formatting of this doesn't like the Spice Isles. This is where the Carp clan comes from. Really. And someone was asking about the Cove of Chimes. That's not marked on the map, and it is not revealed in the background fluff. It's just somewhere out there. No one knows. Okay, any other questions, guys? Or do you just want to talk regular Bushido? Give that 30 seconds for people to catch up on the chat. So many tabs open. There was tabs I was going to need for this. It's Fuwa. I'm going to have to look that up. Actually, was Fuwa the place near where Baraka was made? That might be worth looking into. No. No, sorry, has there been talk of the world with Jwar Isles, or the world that the Jwar Isles exist on? The citizens know that they live on a round planet, any understanding of landmass, any potential for game expansion there. The people do know they exist on a larger world, so to speak. I mean, they're aware of the Golden Empire. I mean, like I said, this is essentially a frontier province of the Empire. I mean, it must have been around for about 100 years now, I would guess. Actually, no, Rome managed to province quite a lot of places quite quickly, so a couple of decades minimum. And given the extent of settlements, yeah, okay, I'd say maybe 100 years in this part of the world. So, as for do they live on a round planet, understanding of other landmasses, maybe that's a question we haven't really asked. Does the setting know this? Because the people in the setting, it's a little bit irrelevant. As long as you're serving your daimyo in turn serves the emperor. If the emperor decides, let's go conquer this other place, we've got the big white wall over here. What's that about? How far north is the frozen sea? So a lot of this stuff these are questions we have. These people don't need to ask because they won't encounter them. Your average rice farmer in the Jwar Isles only knows sort of length and breadth of his fields, the next village, and maybe the nearest city, and the various lords he's required to serve in that space. And they'll know, yes, we belong to the larger Golden Empire, but it's not really necessary for them to know any more than that. There's probably some scholars and sages, like the Hair Clan are a bunch of scientists, so